Marta worked for many years at Jacqueline and her husband Diego's house. Jacqueline was suspicious of Marta for a few days, until she decided to set a trap for her. Jacqueline left an amount of money on the bed, and when Marta went to fix it, saw the money, took it, saw the value it had. Jacqueline, who was watching over there, says, "I knew she was robbing me, now I have proof." Marta takes the money and puts it in her pocket, and continues her work. Jacqueline goes to the second part of her plan. She goes to the kitchen, makes a juice and puts a dubious medicine inside the juice. Then she puts the medicine in the juice, hides the bottle again, takes the juice and goes to Marta. In which city are you watching this story right now? Jacqueline goes to the room that Marta is cleaning, calls her. "Marta, hi, how are you?" Marta replies, "Hi ma'am, yes, and you?" Jacqueline says, "I'm impressed with your work Marta." She thanks you, Jacqueline says, "and since you're working hard and doing your job well, I made you a juice." Marta, without imagining what Jacqueline is about to do, believes that her boss really cares about her, takes the juice and thanks her. Jacqueline says, "This juice is very good, I had it. It's delicious." Marta drinks the juice. Jacqueline continues praising Jacqueline's work. Marta says that when she was hired, she was highly recommended, and she really got everything she said right. Marta drinks the juice without imagining what was about to happen. Soon after, Marta starts to feel bad. Jacqueline says, "Drink the juice and it soon passes." Marta continues drinking the juice. Jacqueline encourages her to drink all the juice, but Marta says, "Sorry ma'am, I'm not feeling well." She hands Jacqueline the glass and says, "You're feeling very bad." Jacqueline says, "Do the following, lie down there my bed, and get some rest." Marta ends up doing what Jacqueline said, but Marta lies down on the bed and ends up falling asleep. Jacqueline laughs, that her plan is working. She says, "Now we'll see who's smarter." Jacqueline stops and she thinks about what she's going to do now, until she says, "I know, I'm going to tie her up, and leave her locked up until my husband arrives." Jacqueline leaves Marta lying there on her bed, and goes in search of a rope to tie her up. A few minutes later she comes back with a rope, and tells Marta that she is unconscious. "Now you're going to pay me for robbing me." She takes Marta and ties her arms. What do you think of this story? Leave your opinion in the comments. Jacqueline keeps talking to an unconscious Marta. Says that as soon as her husband arrives he will probably call the police. Since Marta is a thief, Jacqueline finishes tying Marta. And decides to wake her up. She starts to clap her hands and say, "Let's wake up dear," and little by little Marta wakes up. Marta, not understanding what is happening, starts to regain consciousness. She realizes that she is tied up and says, "Madam, what is this? What are you doing?" Jacqueline says, "Don't act like you don't understand dear." Marta is still confused, says, "Ma'am, what is this? Why are you doing this to me?" Jacqueline says, "Now you don't know anything, right? When you took my money, you knew what was going on, and now you're pretending not to understand. I know you're a thief. You've been stealing from me for a while now." Marta says, "Ma'am, I never stole anything from you. I don't understand why you're doing this. I've always done my job correctly, and I don't understand why you're doubting my character like that." Jacqueline says, "Don't act like a silly Marta, or misunderstand. Keep acting like a poor thing. You think I haven't been watching you. There were other times you stole from me. But if you don't remember, let me refresh your memory. I put a camera in my bedroom mink without anyone knowing, and I saw the day you were trying my clothes. and put a piece under your uniform. That day I found out how much of a thief you are, and I decided to do something so that you wouldn't steal from me anymore, you reminded Marta. Now of everything you stole from me, you thief. In this at the moment Marta starts to feel sick. She says, "Madam, untie me, I need my medicine." Marta says, "Ma'am, please get my medicine for me. It's here in my pocket." Jacqueline says, "I'm not going to take any medicine. I already told Marta that you're not going to take any medicine." Jacqueline still makes fun of the condition. Marta says that in addition to being a thief, she also has asthma. Marta begs Jacqueline to take her medicine, but Jacqueline doesn't pay attention. She goes to Marta and starts blackmailing her, so that Marta confesses everything she stole from her. Marta keeps saying that she didn't steal anything. Jacqueline takes Marta's hair and says, "Now you're going to have to give me back everything you stole from me." Say, "Marta, where's my money? Come on, you thief, tell me." At that moment Jacqueline's husband Diego arrives, and is scared to see that scene. He says, "What's going on here, Jacqueline? Why are you arguing, and why is Marta tied up?" Jacqueline says, "Baby, you won't believe this. I caught Marta stealing from us." He says, "More stealing than Jacqueline?" She replies, "I caught her stealing my money. That woman is a thief. We can't let her steal from us like that, and get punished." Diego says, "Okay, do you have proof of what you're talking about?" Jacqueline says that there is proof, yes. She saw it herself when Marta took the money from the bed and put it in her pocket. Diego says, "How many years has she been working here with us, Jacqueline, and why is she only going to do it now?" This, Jacqueline says, "It's only now that we found out, but she's been doing this for a while. I put on a camera and saw her take my dress. I saw." Diego wants bigger proof than that. She's a thief. Diego says, "I always leave money in my stuff somewhere, and when I come back it's always there. Marta never took anything." Jacqueline says, "But you didn't see it. I saw it. I'm telling you she was stealing. She took the money from the top of the bed and put it in his pocket." Diego says, "More, Jacqueline. Look what you're doing. Besides accusing Marta, you tied her up. Who do you think you are to do this to her? You want to know? I'm not going to argue with you anymore, Jacqueline. Come on, I'm going to untie her, because that's not how things are resolved." Diego will then untie Marta. Diego unties Marta and says, "Now Marta, I want to hear your version about what happened. Did you really take the money? Why is Jacqueline accusing you like that?" "I apologize for what she did," Marta says. "I never took anything from you, Sir Diego. I don't know why she's accusing me like that. She's accusing me of taking some money that was on the bed." "Really, sir, I took it, but I took it to keep. You can check, it's all there in the drawer. I would never steal from you, sir." Diego says, "I want to understand what's going on, because Jacqueline has been accusing you every day of something different. I need to understand, Marta. What are the reasons for these accusations?" "I don't have to complain about you," Marta replies. "Yes, sir. I also want to know that, but only Jacqueline can answer that." Diego says, "Something else happened between you that could have generated that." Marta says, "No, sir. I don't even know why she accused me that way. And about the money she accuses me of, you can check it. I just take it out of the place to fix it. The money I took and kept. The clothes he says I stole. You can go check it out. I would never steal anything. The money is there in the drawer. You can open it and count it. It's all there." Diego says, "Okay, I'll check it." He opens the drawer and sees that the money is really there. He looks at Jacqueline and says, "And now what are you going to say? You wrongfully accused Marta. Look at all the money in the drawer. You must be crazy." Jacqueline says, "I saw her taking the money that was on the bed and she put it in her pocket. She must have put it there without us noticing. But she was stealing, yes." Diego says, "We've been here for a while now. There's no way she put that money there, Jacqueline." She says, "She must have taken advantage of a moment of our distraction." Diego says, "Look, Jacqueline, it's not because I'm your husband that I have to believe in you. I've been realizing what you're doing for days now with Marta. She has worked here for years and has never stolen anything, and you are always accusing her." Diego says, "What about that money in the drawer? Isn't it what you said she stole?" Jacqueline says, "You arrived here in the midst of chaos, you don't even know anything and you still defend her. I was here and I saw everything and you're saying that I'm lying. Come defend her. I saw her stealing from me. Stop defending her." Diego, he says, "Okay honey, but where is the evidence? Because for this type of accusation you have to have it." She says, "That there is evidence, yes." Diego gets angry and says, "This is all in your head. You're accusing the Marta who has I've been working with us for years. You know what, Jacqueline, I'm not going to argue with you anymore. I've seen everything I need here. I have other things to do for you to stay there with your madness." Diego takes it and leaves very angry. Before leaving he still says, "Well, Marta is under your decision about what you are going to do with what happened here. And you, Jacqueline, stop with these things because 1 hour it will complicate for you." Jacqueline regrets what she did and says, "Sorry Marta, I saw you taking the money and I misinterpreted it. I didn't see that you had only taken it to keep it, so I apologize for everything." Marta says, "I understand your point of view, ma'am Jacqueline, but I was very humiliated here today. I felt very bad about all this. In all these years working here, I never took anything and I always did my job right. I expected the least from you, which is trust, because I was always very honest with you. And I'm going to be very honest, ma'am. What happened here today was the worst, and that's exactly what I don't allow myself to go through anymore, because I'm poor, but always honest, and being accused of something being tied up, for me it was my limit. I never imagined going through this." Jacqueline begs Marta not to leave, that she stay because the house is not the same without her, because she needs Marta. She begs Marta to forgive her and stay there. She says never again this is going to happen, but Marta says she won't stay because she's endured too much humiliation. Marta takes it and leaves. Jacqueline stays there not knowing what to do. What did you think of this story? What would you do? Leave your opinion in the comments.